Now, let's develop our consumer service, that is generate credit card service. So for that, again, go to start.spring.io and we provide the group name, artifact name, and we give the name credit card generator and provide a descriptions of our project. Choose the dependencies. Again, we choose Spring Web and Lombok. Rest of the dependencies we shall directly add in the form.xml. Generate the project. It will download the zip file, unzip and rename it. Open the same from IntelliJ. Open as a project. Then in the form.xml, it should be the same dependencies that we used in our apply credit card or credit card verification service. So we shall copy those dependencies here. Let's quickly do this one. And we also added dependency management. Dependencies. This one. Yes, now we need to add those properties for Swagger and Apache Common Language, as well as the dependency for Spring Cloud. So that's all we are done with our dependencies. Run the Maven clean install once to check if the build is successful. Yes, it's built successfully. From resources, let's remove these two folder. This is not needed and make it application.yml. Let's add our server.port. Let's create our package called event and add the class. So it should be the same event which is published by credit card verification service. Here we are consuming this event and we shall generate this credit card number and CVV and store it into the database. And generate credit card service will not publish any new message. It's a consumer. So the message is exactly the same what verification credit card service, and let's copy it from there. Now we create a new package, service, and also gateway. name our consumer as credit card verification listener or event listener. And those annotations, all argument SLF4J and the @ configuration. That's it. Now we declare our service. So it should be a consumer now, and it will take the verify credit card event. It will consume the verify credit card event. Let's get the method name. Generate credit card. So let's quickly complete this code. Add a log here, log.info. Let's see, and the size of the payload, so that we should know how many records we are going to process now. Declare our service here. Credit card service, and we have to create this class. So let's create it in the service package we already created. Okay. Quickly add few annotation @ service, all argument constructor, and @ SLF4J. Now let's call the service to do the business operations, and we give this name, say generate credit card number and CVV. Let's give a meaningful name and pass the payload here. Format a bit, and we create the method now. So this should be fine for our listener, and we need to develop our service layer now. There is a typo, so let's fix this one. Now we need to add the dependency for repository. So I give the name credit card repo, credit card repository, and create this interface in the package repo. Okay, it should be interface, and extend the JPA repository. We add our entity name. Let's give it credit card, and ID is long. We need to create this class. We create it in the entity package. let's add few annotations and give the table name. It should be same as what are the entities we have declared in other projects, like our credit card application and verification. Only few properties will be changed, so we copied it from there. Change the table name, say credit card details. We need to add the other two properties, credit card number and CVV number. Let's add this. Number and CVV number. Add those columns name, credit card number, and add the column for CVV also. Credit card CVV. Now let's loop through this payload and convert it into our entities, and also generate the credit card number and CVV number. Yes, declare our entities here, create an instance of our entity here, credit card, and we do the vutils to copy the properties. And we copy the properties from the payload to our entities using vnutil copy properties. So those properties which has the same name and same data type, vnutil will copy those things. Now let's look at the verification status of this payload. Dot verification status dot accepted, or sorry, approved. Bit formatting, and then we create a credit card number. For that, let's create a method called generate random integer. Set the maximum and minimum length. So like parameters details long. Same method we shall use to generate the CVV also, which will be a 3-digit. Make it max. We need to add a dependency here. It should be the common maths, and we declare the properties also here. Just change a bit math, and we declare this property at the top, in the property section. 3.6.1. This should be fine. It should be where random data generated. declare a new random data generator, and then we generate our credit card number. It should return a random integer, next long, and min and max. So it will give us a 12-digit number based on the parameters that we are passing. Let's set the credit card number. And same way we generate the CVV number also and set it into the credit card. Change the length. Instead of 12, it should be 3 now. And set the credit card dot set CVV, and we set the CVV number here. So that's it. This is what we are supposed to generate. Now let's check the status. It should be fine. Let's set the status as approved. Status dot get status dot name, and in case it is failed, then in case it is rejected, then we shall not generate any credit card and CVV number. So let's add a log here. The credit card number will be generated as application is approved. And let's get the application reference ID. This reference ID is common across our 3 services. It is generated, this reference ID is created by apply credit card service, and from there it passed to verification and then to the generate credit card service. Here we make it rejected, and let's do some formatting here. Then we do set credit card number. Let's set it 0, and credit card CVV also let's set it as 0. Looks fine, and we need to set the status as rejected. Just add a terminal operation collect and collect it as a list. Let's declare our list here. Add a log that saving those credit card details. the repository call. Dot save all and provide the list credit cards. So that's it, and write another log that these are all saved. Let's change it, saving to saved. We can keep it outside if and else block because it is the same thing. Let's remove that also. Yes, I guess we are done with our service implementation. Let's go to application.yml and quickly add few properties for our database. Let's copy it from any of our previous service and change few name. That's the application name, and we need to change the schema name. That should be fine. We add the other properties for Spring Cloud Stream. Let's do it quickly. Cloud Stream function definition, and it should be the method name of our listener class. So it is a generate credit card. We forgot to declare it as a bean. This is one common mistake we always make, so please be careful on that. So let's generate the credit card. Just copy this generate credit card, and then we add the bindings. So here we shall only consume it, so it should be only input queue. Then we credit card -in 0. That means it is only one queue from where we get the input. That's why in -0. Now let's get the define the queue name. Now this queue name will be the same queue name where our verification service published the message. So let's copy it from here, credit card verification, and put it here with group. Group name should be the same, credit card. This is just a logical grouping of all the queues so that we can identify these are for credit cards. That should be fine. Now let's build our application. Now we need to create an endpoint which will take the application reference ID and return the application status. So let's create it. Add the annotations. We change it credit card generation. Now let's start implementing the controller. It will take the application reference ID and return the application status. Let's declare the credit card service. And the get mapping credit card application status, and let pass request param. application reference ID. Add the get mapping. Credit card application status. And we add some annotation for Swagger in the operations, and here also we added descriptions that this is the credit card application reference ID. And now we shall check if application reference ID is empty, we shall return a bad request. Response entity state bad request dot build. And now let's write the code logic where we shall make a call to the credit card service, and credit card service will return us the application status. We should not write any kind of business logic in the controller. Let's return null for the time being to avoid any compilation error and complete the business service coding. Add a logger. Says searching application status for reference ID something, and our reference application reference ID. Now method name will be credit card repo dot find by, and reference ID we need to make R capital. Select pass the application reference ID here and declare the method in the interface. It should return the let's declare the variable credit card and change the repository method instead of string it should be credit card. Now let's return credit card dot get status. Let's quickly complete our controller. Now we check string utils dot is empty. If it is empty, then we return a HTTP status OK with a body that your application is under process. Otherwise, we shall return the application status in the body.
So we shall return your application with reference ID has been approved or rejected based on whatever the status. Now let's quickly write the Swagger config. It will be the same, so we copy it from credit card application service. Swagger configuration is same and we copied it from credit card application service, and only thing we are changing the package name. And also we need to change the path. So that's it. We are done with our coding. Now let's build our application. Now, since we have completed the credit card application, credit card verification, as well as the credit card generation service, now we can run the complete flow. So let's start all the three applications. We opened all our three applications in Eclipse, and let's drop all the tables from our schema. And let's start with a clean database. Now let's clean the exchange and queues also. Delete all this. Now since we have all the three services, so we shall get two exchange, credit card application and credit card verification. Also we shall get two queues, credit card application and credit card verification. Because for credit card verification, the generate credit card service is the consumer now, and for credit card application, credit card verification service is the consumer. So both the queues will be created now. With this, let's start our applications. Let's start the credit card application first, that is our supplier. It has been started. Let's check the tables are created or not. Tables are created. Obviously there will not be any data at this point, so that's fine. One exchange will be created, credit card application, and no queues will be created. Now let's start the credit card verification service. Clean it, clean and build it. And now we will get another exchange, credit card verification, and credit card application dot credit card. One queue will also be created. So it is started. Let's check the database. Refresh the schemas again. And our table is created. There will not be any data at this point. It is fine. Now let's go to Exchange, and we see in the queues it is credit card application.credit card is created, and here 2 exchanges are created. So as of now it works fine. Now let's start the credit card generation service. Let's clear and start the credit card generation service application. Let's run the credit card generation service application. It is started. Let's refresh our schema again, and there will not be any data. Okay, so all our tables are clean. There is no data. 2 exchanges and queues are created. We have 2 queues and exchange. Now let's go to Swagger and open the credit card application. We also open the endpoint for credit card generation service to get the credit card status. Now open the credit card application and try it out. We'll give some address, first name and last name. Execute it. We get the reference number. Now check in the database. We have the application details with the reference ID. Now let's go. We have the application status as approved, and we have the credit card number and CVV number also. So our flow is working perfectly from supplier to processor to consumer. Now for this reference ID, let's search this one, and this application details and application data status has been approved. We got the response. Now let's put a value which is below 4000, and we get the reference number. With this reference number, let's check it. Also we check in our database, there should be rejected, and okay, this is the reference number. In the verification status it should be rejected. Yes, it is rejected. Now let's check here. It is rejected and no credit card number and CVV number has been generated. Now let's search this one here and generate credit card service endpoint. Return the response as rejected. We have completed our credit card application development using Spring Cloud Stream. Our supplier, processor and consumer are working perfectly. and it is storing the data. All the messages are flow through the RabbitMQ so with this we conclude this. We shall also explore the advanced feature of Spring Cloud Stream and also how to deploy Spring Cloud Stream application using Spring Cloud Dataflow Server. Here you see we deploy all the three applications independently, but Spring Cloud Dataflow Server will provide us a nice user interface, and it also provides the command line interface to deploy the applications, Spring Cloud Stream application in a much better way and create a pipeline for that. So please like, share and subscribe, and thanks for watching.